Have you ever laid in bed at night, ready to rest, but your mind just won't stop talking? You close your eyes, but instead of silence, a thousand thoughts start shouting at once. Did I forget something today? What if tomorrow doesn't go well? Why did I say that earlier? And suddenly it feels like your brain is running a marathon you never signed up for. You wait for it to calm down, but it doesn't. You tell yourself, I just need to relax, but the more you try, the louder it gets. Sound familiar? That, my friend, is what many people call racing thoughts. And if you've ever experienced it, you already know how exhausting it can be. You're not alone. Studies show that more than 60% of adults experience racing thoughts on a regular basis. Some only feel it during stressful times, while others live with it almost every day. It's that constant chatter inside your head, the stream of thoughts that never seems to stop. Sometimes it feels like you're thinking about everything and nothing at the same time. Your brain jumps from one worry to another, from something that happened 5 years ago to something that might happen 5 minutes from now. And in that moment, peace feels completely out of reach. But what if I told you that your brain isn't broken, that there's a reason behind the chaos, and a way to bring calm back again? Let's start by understanding what's really happening inside your mind when your thoughts start to race. When your thoughts begin to spiral, it's usually because your brain has switched into a kind of survival mode. It's like an alarm system that never fully turns off. Your mind is trying to protect you by preparing for every possible situation. It believes that if it keeps thinking, planning, or replaying events, it can somehow prevent something bad from happening. But in reality, that overthinking just creates more anxiety, more pressure, and more noise. It's a loop, one that feels impossible to break once you're in it, because the more you fight the thoughts, the more your brain thinks it needs to keep them alive. It's trying to help you, but it's using the wrong method. Have you ever noticed how your thoughts get louder when you're tired, stressed, or overwhelmed? That's no coincidence. When your nervous system is under pressure, your brain struggles to filter information. Instead of focusing on one thing, it floods you with everything at once. It's like having 50 tabs open in your mind, and you're trying to listen to all of them. And sometimes, it's not even about big problems. It can be the smallest things. A sentence someone said to you, a mistake you made days ago, a worry that might never even happen, but your brain clings to it, replaying it over and over again, as if the answer will suddenly appear if you just think long enough. But here's the truth. Racing thoughts are not a sign that you're weak. They're a sign that your mind is overworked, overstimulated, and underrested. And the good news is, you can teach your brain to slow down. You can learn to create moments of quiet even when your thoughts feel out of control. In this video, we'll explore why racing thoughts happen, what you can do to calm them, and most importantly, how to prevent them from taking over your life again. So, take a slow breath. You're in the right place. Let's talk about what's really going on and how you can find peace again. Why they happen and how they affect you. Now that we've talked about what racing thoughts feel like, let's go a little deeper into why they actually happen. Because once you understand what's going on inside your mind, you can start to take back control of it. Your brain is an incredible machine. It's designed to protect you, to help you survive. And when something feels uncertain or unsafe, even just emotionally, your brain reacts as if there's a real danger nearby. It starts scanning for problems, replaying moments, creating what-if scenarios. It does this not to torture you, but to prepare you. It thinks, if I can predict what might go wrong, maybe I can keep us safe. The problem is, the brain doesn't know when to stop. It's like an overprotective friend who keeps warning you, even when there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. Have you ever had a moment where your body felt tense, your jaw clenched, your stomach tight, and you didn't even realize it until someone pointed it out? That's your nervous system being on high alert. And when your body is tense, your mind joins in. Your thoughts start racing because your brain believes it has to stay active to keep you ready for anything. But the truth is, there's nothing to prepare for. There's no real danger, just your mind replaying old ones. Sometimes racing thoughts come from stress that's built up over time. Work stress, relationship struggles, worries about money, or just the constant pressure to keep up. You might not even notice how much tension you're carrying until your thoughts begin to spiral and you can't shut them off. Other times, racing thoughts are connected to anxiety or past trauma. When you've gone through something painful, your brain remembers that experience very clearly. It wants to make sure you never go through it again. So it becomes hyper alert, looking for any tiny sign that something bad might happen, even if you're completely safe right now. And then there are the smaller triggers: caffeine, lack of sleep, too much screen time. Even scrolling on your phone late at night can keep your brain in a constant state of stimulation. You may think you're relaxing, but your brain is still processing, still absorbing, still reacting. Have you ever noticed how your thoughts get faster after you've had a stressful day, or when you're overtired but can't seem to sleep? That's because your brain never got a chance to rest. It's still spinning, still trying to make sense of everything you took in during the day. When this becomes a pattern, the mind learns that this is normal. It begins to live in a state of constant activity, never resting, never fully letting go. And that's when the cycle of racing thoughts really begins. Now, let's talk about how those thoughts affect you, not just mentally, but physically too. When your mind races, your heart often beats faster. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your muscles tighten without you realizing it. Your digestive system slows down. Your sleep becomes lighter or disappears altogether. You wake up tired because even though your body was in bed, your mind never really went to sleep. Over time, this constant state of overthinking can lead to chronic fatigue, irritability, brain fog, and even physical pain. It's your body's way of saying, "I need rest. Please slow down." And yet, many people ignore these signals. We tell ourselves it's just stress, or that we'll rest later. But later never really comes, does it? So we push through. We keep scrolling, keep worrying, keep analyzing, until suddenly we realize we can't turn it off anymore. If this sounds familiar, you're not broken. You're just stuck in a loop your brain created to protect you. It's trying to help, but it forgot that you're not in danger anymore. And that's where awareness comes in. Because when you begin to recognize the signs, the tightness in your chest, the restless energy before sleep, the flood of what ifs that won't stop, you can start to respond differently. Instead of fighting the thoughts or trying to silence them, you can acknowledge them. You can say, "I see you. I know you're trying to help me, but I'm safe now." The moment you start doing that, your brain begins to calm down. It starts to understand that it no longer needs to be on guard all the time. You're teaching your mind a new language, the language of safety and rest. And this is where change really begins. Not by controlling your thoughts, but by understanding them, by meeting them with curiosity instead of fear. In the next part, we'll talk about what you can actually do to quiet those thoughts and how to build habits that prevent them from returning. Because peace isn't something you find, it's something you practice. How to calm the mind and keep the peace. So now that we understand what racing thoughts are and why they happen, let's talk about how to actually calm them. Because awareness alone isn't enough. You need tools, simple, gentle habits that tell your brain, "It's safe to rest now." And I want to start by saying this: there is no quick fix. You can't force your mind to be quiet. You can only invite it to slow down. Think of your mind like a river after a storm. You can't stop the water, but you can guide it back into its path. The first step is grounding. Grounding means bringing your attention back to the present moment, to the here and now, where your body actually is. Try this right now. Notice your feet on the floor. Notice your breath as it moves in and out. Maybe take one slow, deep breath in and let it out gently. That's it. That tiny moment of awareness sends a message to your brain. We're safe. When racing thoughts start to build, you can come back to this at any time. It doesn't make the thoughts disappear. It just helps you step outside of them. Another helpful practice is journaling. When your mind is full, let it spill onto paper. Don't worry about grammar or structure. Just write. Write what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you wish would stop spinning inside your head. Sometimes the mind just wants to be heard. When you see your thoughts in front of you, they often lose their intensity. They stop running in circles. Now let's talk about something most people forget: the body. Your body and your mind are not separate. When you calm your body, your mind follows. Try moving your body every day, even just a little. Go for a walk, stretch, dance in your kitchen if you feel like it. Movement releases the energy that racing thoughts create. You don't need to exhaust yourself. You just need to let the energy move. And if exercise feels like too much right now, simply focus on your breath. Deep breathing is one of the most powerful ways to calm a busy mind. Here's a simple one you can try tonight before bed. Breathe in slowly for 4 seconds. Hold for 2. Breathe out for 6. You might feel your shoulders drop. You might feel your heart slow down. That's your body returning to balance. Now let's talk about sleep, because lack of sleep is both a cause and a symptom of racing thoughts. If your thoughts come alive the moment your head hits the pillow, you're not alone. Millions of people experience this every night. One reason is that nighttime is often the first moment your mind isn't distracted by the world. It finally has time to think, and it takes full advantage of that silence. To calm this, create a gentle routine before bed. Dim the lights. Put your phone away at least 30 minutes before sleep. Maybe make a cup of tea, read something soft, or listen to calming sounds. You're teaching your brain that nighttime is for rest, not for problem solving. And if you wake up in the middle of the night with your mind racing again, don't fight it. Fighting it makes it worse. Instead, tell yourself, it's okay. These are just thoughts. They don't need answers right now. Then come back to your breathing. Sometimes that's all it takes. Now let's look at prevention. How to keep your mind from spinning out in the first place. One of the most powerful ways to prevent racing thoughts is to manage your daily stress before it builds up. Don't wait until you're overwhelmed. Small actions throughout the day can make a huge difference. For example, start your morning with intention. Before you check your phone or open social media, take a moment to ask yourself, what do I want to feel today? You might say, calm, or focus, or simply, enough. When you name your intention, you begin your day with awareness instead of reactivity. Throughout your day, take micro breaks, even just 1 minute to breathe deeply, to stretch, or to look away from your screen. You're reminding your brain that it doesn't need to stay on all the time. Another way to prevent racing thoughts is to be mindful of what you consume. Your mental diet matters just as much as your physical one. What kind of content are you feeding your mind with? Are you constantly scrolling through negative news or comparing yourself to others online? Be gentle with yourself here. We all do it. But notice how it makes you feel. If something leaves you anxious, angry, or restless, it's okay to step away. Try filling your mind with things that calm you instead. Music, nature, laughter, silence. Your brain learns from what you feed it. Let's talk about perspective. Racing thoughts often come from fear. Fear of the future, fear of what people think, fear of losing control. But most of those fears never actually happen. In fact, studies show that over 90% of the things we worry about never become reality. Think about that for a second. All those restless nights, all those what ifs, most of them dissolve before they ever touch the real world. So what if, instead of trying to control every outcome, you began to trust that things can unfold even without your constant supervision? It's not about ignoring problems, it's about believing that you can handle them when they come. That belief alone can silence so many unnecessary thoughts. And finally, let's talk about self compassion. When your mind is loud, you might feel weak or broken, but the truth is, you're just human. Everyone has moments of mental noise. Everyone has nights where their thoughts don't stop. You are not failing, you are simply living. So instead of saying, "What's wrong with me?" try saying, "I'm doing my best right now." When you meet your thoughts with kindness, they lose their sharpness, they begin to soften, and eventually they fade. Before we end, I want you to imagine something. Imagine yourself sitting somewhere peaceful. Maybe it's a quiet beach, a forest trail, or just your favorite chair. The air feels calm. You can hear your own breath. Your mind is still active, but it's no longer running away from you. It's moving at your pace now. You are the one in control because you've learned how to listen. You've learned that thoughts don't define you, they just pass through. And every time you choose calm over chaos, every time you choose gentleness over judgment, you are healing. You're teaching your mind that peace is possible, not someday, but today, right here, right now. Take a deep breath. You did great.